The first story is actually a bit of a, like, I guess, throwback. We're going to talk about some updates on what's happening with 50/50. So, Jazz, what are our girly pops up to as of late?
So, as many people know, 50/50 has a lawsuit with ATTRAKT, their company, and they had a lawsuit that they lost in like late August, um, and now they're like appealing. So on Friday the 13th, they they sent some they released some allegations against ATTRAKT, and each of the members minus I think Keena um like release some like a story, not a story, but like a list of their grievances, I guess. So I kind of like just went through it and kind of just did a summary. So for Sana, she basically said that she suffered from symptoms of anorexia and bulimia, reaching a weight of 39 kilograms, which is about 86 pounds. She also experienced hair loss and stopped getting her period without the aid of medication due to her extreme dieting and stress. And it took her about 6 months for her hormones to like rebalance. So that was what she stated. CEO said that she experienced body tremors and headaches and blackouts around July of last year before they debuted, and then leading that led to a diagnosis of a severe panic disorder and social phobia. Even with the diagnosis, she stated that she received no assistance from the company during emergencies. There was an incident where she passed out at the hospital and had to be put on an oxygen respirator. And then the working manager told her afterwards to take a taxi back to the dorm after the event. Um, she also had kidney related issues due to extreme dieting and was told to manage her diet better by the doctor. Despite that, the company still told her to diet, even though they stated health should be prioritized. And that then Iran had to have her gallbladder removed at 18. She pushed back surgery and opted to hold out with painkillers because she didn't want to miss scheduled activities.
Oh,
After her surgery, she felt pressured from the company to return back as soon as possible, causing her more stress. And when the lawsuit came out, random people from the company tried to knock on her door and harass her. She lost weight from the stress. Um, so that's all of their allegations. Keena didn't have anything that I saw in the translation. But also today, apparently Keena withdrew her appeal. But I was reading that people were thinking that either they felt like she might think that she doesn't have as strong of a case because, as I said, she didn't say anything in this
mm-hmm.
in the allegations. But that could just be because maybe she's planning on hiring her own lawyer, which is another theory that people have,
Yeah.
that she's going to get her own legal team, and that maybe she'll say something about her grievances and allegations then when she actually has her own team. So, one thing that I saw when I first read like the thing on Friday was that a lot of people were kind of skeptical with the allegations, mainly because they seem like they sat on this like for too long, it seemed
Mm-hmm.
like, because they already did the other lawsuit. So you would think that they would have released this during that one, but now that they're appealing, it seems like people are being feel like they're just kind of just like grasping at straws
Yeah.
or whatever, trying to make up not make up stories, but like embellish maybe, which kind of sucks because if it's true, like you don't want to like drag them
Yeah.
for just stating what is true. So like I was just wondering, do you have any like skeptic thoughts about this, like or
Um, the no, just kidding. I
oh my gosh,
personally
I'm not
think,
kidding.
here's the thing. I can see where people are coming for like the for the skepticalness of it and all. I see what people are saying and I understand the idea that, oh, why didn't you say this out the jump? And can I just say, because a lot of and I when I say a lot of people, there's a certain type of person that is in the K-pop fandom who will see this and the first thing they'll say is, well, blank also had to diet and almost passed out and blah blah, but they still stuck with it. Oh, well, my fave did this, and it would become the like who the oppression Olympics, the struggle Olympics or whatever. So the thing is, I'm very like frustrated with this because as much as I can maybe understand the skepticism, I also will say that there's like stuff like this that is very much normalized, like doing what you can to keep weight, doing what you can to diet. I mean, there's like a lot of idols with stories like this, literally, who will say it today. Oh, I'm dieting, I'm eating an apple like a day or something like that. And like people will be like, oh, so problematic. Anyway, when's the next album? Like people just rub it off. So I would not be surprised if they were afraid, if they said this, people would just like brush it off as, okay, but every idol has to diet. And even with these really extreme results of dieting, I feel like some people will be like, well, you had to do what you had to do it. And even where you talked about which member was it? Aran, who literally opted to take painkillers so she didn't miss schedules. We've seen countless situations where an idol like miraculously heals really quickly and is ready to go, and it's like, are you really healed, or did somebody pressure you into being like, let's hurry this up so you can come back to the thing? Like, this doesn't surprise me at all, added with the fact that these are largely unknown girls. They're young. Them and their parents probably had no idea what the idol industry is like and what's good. I don't know. I will say that this is common enough, maybe not to this extreme, but having to diet to the point of being sick and underweight. We've heard this a lot of times, so I don't understand why this is not believable. But I do agree that I guess not being forthcoming right away kind of, I don't want to say makes them look suspicious, but maybe isn't the best look. But I don't know. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, they're just over it in general, and so it's easy for them to be like, nah, they're probably lying, they're probably saying, then to be like, they might be telling the truth, I just don't care, like that kind of thing. So I don't know.
Yeah. And the thing that you said about like a lot of people experience it, they actually put in like the beginning of the allegation, like I guess statement thing, that they're like, yeah, we know that this is an idol life and blah blah blah. Like we're not trying to speak badly or like try and make it seem like we're the exception. It's just, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So that was like a disclaimer that I saw.
I mean, I feel like when the lawsuit first came out, that was kind of the sentiment too. Like, okay, maybe you didn't get a lot of money and stuff, but no idol gets a lot of money when they first come through, and every idol barely gets paid and it takes them a while and stuff. Kind of justifying that even if you felt frustrated, well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, so shut the heck up. Like that kind of sentiment. So I don't know. I just feel like really icky about the whole thing, because I just feel like, especially with all these lawsuits being resolved and being in favor of ATTRAKT, I feel like a lot of people are just like, oh, those girls were just being greedy. Look, even the law, like the legal system agrees. And I've been saying this from the beginning. I think there's three sides. There's the ATTRAKT CD or the ATTRAKT CEO. There's the Giver CEO. Yeah, Giver CEO. And then there's the girls. And I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, well, technically they sided with the Giver CEO, so it should all be one thing. But I don't think it would. It should be, because I feel like they could have been tricked by the Giver CEO and also poorly treated by the ATTRAKT CEO. Like, I feel like all of that can be true. So
I keep like reading in like comments that like apparently Givers were in charge of them.
Oh, for the health stuff?
Yeah, and like I don't know if that's true, so that's why I didn't include it. I was just like, I don't know what, like, I see random people say it a lot, but I've never seen like actual fact of like who actually was managing them.
That would definitely change things for me. It's like, okay, who are we actually blaming here? Because even when you were saying this and you said that Keena withdrew, the first thing I thought about was like, oh, maybe she's going to do a separate CEO about how her writing credit was decreased. And I was like, wait, that was the Giver CEO, not the ATTRAKT.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. I'm going to jump into the comments to see what people are saying. Andre says, Why would they embellish their own medical issues? I mean,
To get out of their contract.
I guess that's
But
true.
that's,
Yeah.
I don't want to say that's what they're doing though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's exactly like you said. It's like such a sensitive topic because nobody wants to accuse somebody of lying about medical issues, but, for
Yeah.
like doing the whole weighing each side, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, this is true. Andre also says, like, didn't the company say at one point that Aran had surgery? I do remember
Hmm.
that. So,
Yeah, it was like earlier this year.
mm-hmm.
I forgot what she said about it. It was just she didn't want to do it. I think that she pushed it back so far.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, like they were saying, like she might get cancer if she doesn't do the
Oh
surgery.
my
And
God.
I was like, girl, take the surgery. I'm like, no.
That is, oh my God, no. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Leanne says, I feel like most people will want their intimate health details, wouldn't want their intimate let me restart. I feel like most people would not want their intimate health details known to the whole world. So it makes sense to me why the girls didn't say anything until they felt like they absolutely had to. That is
Hmm.
another great point.
That's true.
Trey says, I kind of figured there would be skepticism, but right, most people wouldn't want their health details out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Tian says, from what I understand as well, Keena was one of the newest trainees coming into that company. So she didn't
Mhm.
have as many negative dealings with the company as the other girls. Interesting. Oop. Something else I had read is kind of backing ATTRAKT. Since the company wasn't big to begin enough, the company was kind of backed against the wall. So all the extremes were necessary evils. But either way, these type of dieting and mental health damages is not okay anywhere. Agreed.
Yeah.
I feel like I said this the first time we talked about it, but as much as I can understand that, sometimes I do get frustrated in K-pop and in general where companies justify not having proper resources for for their trainees or their employees by saying, "Well, we're a growing company and we don't have a lot of money." And I'm just like, it frustrates me because in this situation when these girls got big, but in any situation where there's a potential that, whatever you're making, whether it's like a group or whatever, will like pay you back 10 times, you will have like no trouble taking like a majority of the share of whatever income. And I feel like
Mhm.
if that's your pay, being able to profit off of the work of somebody else, you should at least give them good resources. I really hate the excuse that, well, we don't have a lot of money, we don't have a lot of this, so you're gonna have to be in this basement and you're gonna have to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, then don't make the company if you don't have the resources to support people. Like, I don't know. I see this a lot of places, and it just like
Mhm.
really ticks me off because I feel like it's like you're like, oh, we're so poor, but like then you're gonna take all this money if the thing blows up. So it's like the least you could do is really put money and support towards the initial product or like the early stages of the product. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard because then it comes to, oh, so only people with money will have the
Yeah.
funds. But
I
my,
was gonna say that, and I was also gonna say like I feel like ATTRAKT once they did start getting money, I think the whole entire like lawsuit stuff started happening. So then it's like you can't even put the money to good resources for the like your trainees. But
yeah, it's just a mess. I don't know. I really just hope that this can blow over in a way that like causes the least damage to the girls because I don't know. I just feel like I see people more and more online demonizing them. And it's weird because like they're not actually getting to know them. They're just like, well,
yeah,
anything coming out of them is a lie. Like it's just
yeah.
really sad.
I think it's hard when it's like I feel like they were active for like 2 months and
That's
then it just went downhill so quick.
not wrong, but still.
Yeah. It's like I don't know any of these people, sadly.
That's true. But oh, Tion also mentions, can we talk about ATTRAKT's girl group survival show and their upcoming rumored boy group? Oops.
Yeah, I was like, you got me sharing.
I'm like, let me have myself twice. Oh wait, that wasn't even me. That was the thingy.
Yeah, it was the picture.
I mean, here's the thing. I guess as a company, it makes sense that they're gonna try to move on, especially because things seem to go in their favor. But it's just giving messy to me.
Wait, they have a show? I thought it was just a thing. Like they were just making a group.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because survival shows, especially right now, seem so trendy.
But not for them.
I mean, they're like, let's cash in, y'all.
That's like what's it called? BBC coming out with a show. I mean,
Listen,
like, who's gonna be the next Luna?
don't give them any
What?
ideas because I know they watch this podcast. Don't give them any
Mm,
ideas. A mess. Was there anything additional, Jazz, that we should know about this situation?
not that I saw.
Okay. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. Hopefully things go well. But I think we can move on to the next topic of today.